if it's a school-going day, 5:50 I'm up because my two older kids are going to primary school, so I prepare them to send them to the school bus. And then my youngest gets ready to go to kindergarten, and I bus him to take the bus to the kindergarten. And then I come to Trehaus. This is my business, and I run the operations of Trehaus. And I usually am busy for meetings, for operational matters, all the way till evening time. And then by evening, I go home, look after the well-being of my family, and take care of like my kids' homework, their spelling, their quizzes, etc. Yeah. As a mom, the challenge would be to be very mindful of the needs of each child, because every child is different. Every child has their own quirks, their own personalities, their own needs, their own need for time with you. And that's one of the most challenging, especially if you have more than one child. You have to find time for 3 kids, like for me. As an entrepreneur, you got to deal with a lot of unpredictabilities. You have to handle stress and challenges as they come along. You got to roll with it. You just got to do it. Certain things that needs to be done, regardless. You don't take leave. You don't switch off. You just work through, and that's the challenge as an entrepreneur. So there's the mom side and there's the entrepreneur side. It's very challenging to find time for self. Sometimes self becomes the last thing you think about. And how I find time for myself, when I really need time for myself, I think over time as an entrepreneur, you need to take time out, you need to recharge. As a mom, you also kind of know that, okay, you're at breaking point, you need to recharge. And that's when you rely on your village, you rely on the support network you have, be it your husband, my husband, for example, be it my family, extended family, be it friends, just to say, hey, could you just let me take an hour off? I really need to go for a facial. Let me take an hour off. I really need to do yoga. I just need that time alone. And just shouting out for help. And that's what works for me. That works for me. Just asking for help, saying, hey, I need that time. And that's how I get that time. I think it's very important if you want to show a mom or a mumpreneur support, you need to check in on her well-being. Sometimes I think a mom on the exterior or a mumpreneur on the exterior, sometimes they look strong. They're always smiling. They always have a kind word for their kids. They always look like they have it all. But it's important to check in with them. Hey, how are you feeling? Or just sometimes give a hug or a phone call, and that means so much to me when a friend just checks in with me, or even a co-worker or a colleague or my husband just coming in to say, is everything okay today? And you never know, that kind of checking in lets a mom who's stressed out, gives her space to sometimes rent, unload, or even just to feel better, just knowing that someone cares. No, I've never faced discrimination as a mumpreneur. I feel generally our society is quite supportive, and is actually quite in awe and admiration of a mother who dares to take the plunge, who dares to do something she's passionate about on her own. And in fact, I get a lot of respect, a lot of admiration, a lot of kind words and encouragement. What I do, I take some head space. I take a walk to get some head space, and then I rely on this quadrant. I think it's the 7 habits of effective people. There is the urgent and important, the urgent but not important, the important but not urgent, and then the not urgent and not important. And I would take time to think what's urgent and important right now, And that has been my style and habit of prioritizing, be it something that needs to be done and needs me to do it now. If it falls into that quadrant, I'll give it priority. And I think that's a very, very useful tool.